As Governor Olusegun Mimiko prepares to bow out after 2 terms in office, the race to fill that position gains momentum, with the PDP having Ayitayo Jagade as their candidate and the APC yet to determine their own candidate. Who does the cap fit? And the crisis rocking the APC in Ondo State rages as party leadership intervenes. Threats to remove the party chairman in the state thickens amidst controversy over plans to impose a candidate ahead of a Saturday primary. That's our focus on the program. Many thanks for joining in, everyone. This is Politics Today live on Channels Television. We're bringing you some of the latest happenings in the political scene in Nigeria from our global headquarters in Lagos. I'm Seun Akimbale. First, before we get deep into the politics of APC and PDP in Ondo State, and of course some national issues, let's take a quick look at some of the top political stories at this time.
Political roundup on Channels Television. Here are your top political stories this time.
The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has commenced the distribution of non-sensitive materials for the September 10, 2016 governorship election in Edo State. The resident electoral commissioner for INEC in the state told Channels Television at the state headquarters in Benin City that the proposed timetable for the election is well on course. He also declared that over 400,000 permanent voters' cards meant for Edo State are yet to be collected from INEC.
Cards at the disposal of INEC as we speak is in excess of 400,000. We have been calling on people to come out and pick up their cards if they are genuine, but have not been showing up.
One of the core of the Buhari government's welfare scheme is the daily school feeding program, but that is receiving heavy criticism from lawmakers in the House of Representatives. At a public hearing in Abuja, members of the House Committee on Poverty Alleviation and Legislative Budget and Research explained that the program is not realistic in view of the poor state of infrastructure in most schools across the country.
The targeting of a 17 naira as a maximum threshold for feeding in schools is not realistic, because the 17 naira is not going to support feeding a child per day.
However, the senior special advisor to the president on social investment, Mrs. Mariam Uwais, explained that the program is aimed at adding value to the education system and stimulating productivity. The federal government's plans to diversify the economy to focus more on agriculture is getting attention nationwide, and some states are already making policies in that light. One of such states is Imo, where the government has announced that civil servants should work for 3 days and use the 2 other working days of the week to farm. Although that decision is getting heavy criticisms, the governor, Rochas Okorocha, is insisting that decision stands.
Under the present economic situation we find ourselves, I think the best thing to do is to put more emphasis on agriculture. And I'm asking the civil servants, just give me 3 days of your time. Just 3 days is enough for me to carry out the activities of the state. But then take the 2 days and go back to agriculture and help yourself.
And you're up to date. Those are your top political stories you need to know.
Thank you so much for staying with us, everyone. Let's now dive into our major issues of the day as politicians are preparing for the November 2016 governorship election in Ondo State. Well, the national umpire, the electoral umpire that is INEC, is not leaving any stone unturned. Well, what INEC is doing right now in Ondo State is a sensitization workshop for political parties and electoral stakeholders in the state in preparation for the election. Some of those people who are present at the stakeholders workshop is some of INEC officials from the state in Abuja, and political parties, election observers, religious leaders, and youth leaders, where the workshop is held in Akure, the state capital, and is centered on electoral alternative dispute resolution, that is the use of dialogue and consultations to settling electoral disputes without necessarily approaching the law courts. This is key for the commission ahead of the election. Let's take a listen to some of the organizers of the event.
In the state, only one person will emerge as the governor. And we have so many people who are ably qualified. So it's such that people struggle, and at the end of the day, if it's not well managed, we have casualties. So if they know that there is a process that can ensure amicable resolution of disputes as they arise, and like INEC is trying to propagate, not just appreciate, let them have it in their constitutions. And once there's a dispute, this is the way to go. So once they have it, those who are now vying for offices as they come in, let them sign to such commitments. And once they sign in, it helps, because it means that beforehand they are committed to getting their disputes resolved through the EADR options. Remember, EADR is Electoral Alternative Dispute Resolution.
Well, now, as a contest in the Ondo State governorship race gains momentum, here is a big question. Who succeeds Governor Olusegun Mimiko? It will be a tough battle to retain the seat versus the battle and the concept of replacing the ruling party in the state, the PDP. The two major political parties are giving it the fight that will perhaps go down as one of the toughest in the year. The PDP may be clear on the man who will represent the party. At least that's what we have from the McCarthy-led committee leadership of the PDP. The APC will hold its own primary on Saturday, but that again may change, because there are stories that we are getting from Akure that the primaries of the APC may have been shifted to Wednesday, 31st of August 2016. We'll wait to confirm that exactly for you. But from the pictures that you can see on your screen, Governor Olusegun Mimiko, the man who is strolling out of office in a couple of months, it will be done with his 2 terms. With that man just directly beside him, the candidate of the PDP, Eyita Ajagade, and you can see the question mark on the silhouette of those images there, telling you that, well, it is not decided from some other parties, but until that time, the big question is the contest in November 2016 is to determine who succeeds Governor Olusegun Mimiko. But of course, there have been allegations of imposition from several quarters in the APC in Ondo State. The leadership of the party has intervened and promised a free and fair process. But with that, some leaders in the party insist the chairman, Mr. Isaac Kekemeke, should be removed. In fact, there are talks that there are some signatures to that effect to remove him. There was also a meeting on that matter in Abuja, and here is a stand of the party on the issue.
Family still, we disagree to agree. You don't have things all through your way all the time. But I think the important thing is that if you are a party man, when the highest authority of your party speaks, you listen and you want to comply. I am sure that my colleagues, when they leave here, they will ruminate over what has been said, they will meditate, they will cogitate, and then they'll come to find out that it's in the best interest of a party that we all work together.
That's Mr. Isaac Kekemeke. But we'll take a moment on the program and we'll talk more about the concept of imposition that is driving the APC really down in at this time. But that's going to be next with my guest on the program. Join us again.